to another video! Today we're watching the most gangster beverage company on earth, Arizona Tea. Let's go! I'm actually allergic against some Arizona tea. It gives me rashes. It gives me rashes around my lips, but I don't think that's why it's gangster. But let's see.
All right, this is easily the most requested business for me to look into.
Why?
Today we're talking about Arizona Tea, and I think the reason so many people have requested this is fairly obvious. Clearly, Arizona is up to something, selling these giant cans of tea for 99 cents, which right out of the gate feels weird, but then it gets even weirder when you realize that they've been selling that same can of tea for the same exact price since 1992. Okay?
Wait, really? They do? I don't think they sell them in cans here, actually. They sell them in the plastic bottles, you guys. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm breaking like immersion to American viewers, but wait, Arizona. Arizona, I should Google Arizona too. The Arizona here, yeah, it's being sold in these bottles. They're very pretty, by the way. I love the design. Yeah, never saw an Arizona can here, right? I wonder why they sell them in the, yeah, but still. I still feel like the bottles are very signature bottles.
Inflation has gone up 124% since then, meaning that if they just wanted to maintain everything, that can of tea should cost at least $2.24. Okay, bear in mind, we live in a world where as of 2021, the Dollar Tree is now the $1.25 tree, okay? The only other product that is sacred is the Costco $1.50 hot dog.
Whoa, $1.50?
And to make that even kind of feasible, Costco had to go out and buy 2 hot dog making factories, and they still lose money on it, okay? The only reason Costco's staying in business is because they make so much money on all the other things they sell, they can just afford to take a loss on the hot dog, which makes the Arizona tea can absolutely insane because it's the equivalent of Costco only selling hot dogs. They have to be losing money. It doesn't even seem feasible. They're clearly up to something, and we're gonna get into it right after a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Rocket Money, your all-in-one finance app that's going to help you cancel subscriptions, lower your monthly bills, and overall manage your money better. Rocket Money covers pretty much everything. They will let you monitor your credit score. They help you manage your budget by letting you see all of your expenses in one easy location. And then if you want them to, they can actually go in and help negotiate a lower price on some of your bills, like your cell phone, for example. And they don't just save you money by negotiating down some of your bills. They also help you identify and cancel a bunch of subscriptions that you probably didn't.
Wait, Milk Toast, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Properly, okay? Yeah, please don't sue me, Nintendo.
Didn't even know that you had. And this is my favorite part because me and my wife, mostly my wife, has a horrible habit of signing up for free trials on apps and then forgetting to cancel them. But luckily, Rocket Money's here to let me know that I've been spending $7.99 a month every month for the past 3 years on some photo editing app that my wife used one time for an Instagram post. Yeah, babe, what's up?
How many guns did you buy this year?
No comment. Wait, what? How do you even know I'm talking about you right now? Did you bug my office?
A, don't worry about it. B, keep my name out of your mouth.
What?
All right. I gotta finish the ad. I gotta go. Love you. That could have went better. Anyways, if you want to take control of your finances today, go check out Rocket Money. I will have a link in the description down.
Wait, you write his ringtone for his wife is just the Imperial March. That's funny.
Below, let's get back to the video.
Oh.
There's a baby monitor in my office. All right, our story begins with the owner of Arizona Tea, John Voltaggio. In the 1970s, he was a truck driver for an alcohol distribution service. Essentially, he was driving a truck around the city and he would deliver all the alcohol to convenience stores and gas stations, and he did that for years. After doing this for years, him and his coworker, John Farolito, decided they're going to start their own distribution service. However, as I'm sure you can imagine, that's a very tough business to get into, and initially the only clients that they could get were all the convenience stores and gas stations on the sketchy part of town that nobody else wanted to deliver to, but they did it anyways. Then after—
yeah, gotta get what you get, right? gotta do what you get.
After they they had a fairly successful distribution service, they figured, hey, we're already carrying all these different types of beverages to deliver them to all the convenience stores, and we have those relationships. What if we started our own brewery and started making our own alcoholic beverage, and then we could just have one more product to be able to offer all these clients? So they did, and that was fairly successful also. So now that they have their own alcohol, they have to figure out how to market it. And this is where John Voltaggio really figures out how to market a product, and he looks around at all the other successful products in the alcohol market in the 1980s. And let's just call a spade here. The 1980s is the pinnacle of the sleazy advertisement era, okay? I mean, we've got Camels trying to sell children-flavored cigarettes, and
What? Oh, nice pause, Mip. Wait.
sleazy advertisement era, okay? I mean, we've got Camels trying to sell children-flavored
What do you mean children flavored? What does that mean?
cigarettes, and we've got every alcohol company on the planet desperately trying to convince you that if you drink fucking Bud Light or Coors Light or whatever, a supermodel is going to be attracted to you and your beer gut. So John Voltaggio, learning how to market a product, he's like, okay, step 1, make it cool. Step 2, have a supermodel with huge cans promote it. Easy. They then proceed to name their beer Midnight Dragon, which is the coolest fucking name for a beer I've ever heard, and this is in 2024. If you adjust for inflation, it had
Oh, flavored cigarettes. Oh, like cigarette bubblegum. We used to have that, like, here. Oh, I don't know if it still exists. I haven't seen it around. But, like, it's like cigarettes, but they're actually, like, bubblegum. Yeah.
to have been way cooler back in the 1980s. I mean, even today, that's a brilliant name. Imagine going over to your buddy's house, he opens up the fridge. Oh, what did you want to drink? We've got Miller Lite and Midnight Dragon.
How?
I mean, at that point, you could literally be a Miller Lite guy, and you're still gonna try at least one Midnight Dragon. You have to. So step 1, make it cool. Check. Step 2, make it sexy, right? Sex sells. I present to you their first ever advertisement, a beer poster of a model in red lingerie.
I could suck on this all night. Okay. Okay. They still exist. Yeah. You can also like blow. The bubblegum cigarettes. They have some sort of like flour, or like it's like a sugar coating, like a powdered sugar coating. And if you blow into them, you're also gonna have like some sort of smoke, or not smoke, but it's more like, you know. +1 in sound, but no! I just read this. Oh, but I mean, this is still a marketing tactic that's being used, right?
A 40 of Midnight Dragon with a straw with the caption, "I could suck on this all night." The fact that it's a 40 is just completely outrageous. Like, the notion that anyone in the history of mankind has ever been drinking a 40 while simultaneously also concerned about smearing their lipstick is just completely unhinged. Like, I need a part 2 of this beer advertisement. I know that straw doesn't reach the bottom of that 40. What happens when the straw doesn't reach anymore? Do you just throw it away and get another 40? Or are you going to be so drunk off the first 20 ounces you're not going to care about your lipstick anymore? I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know, but also any sort of like glass bottle, you know, when you put like a straw in like a glass bottle of Coke, it also like it just pushes it up and stuff. Right? Like because of the what is it called? The CO2? Wait, is it CO2? I think it is. It is. What is it called again? The bubbles.
I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, so this goes on until like 1990, and John Voltaggio, while he's delivering beer one day, there's another distributor there, and he's actually dropping off a bunch of Snapple. And John Voltaggio is just like captivated by it because it's the middle of winter. Why on earth would anybody be drinking iced tea in the middle of winter? It doesn't make any sense to him, but apparently a bunch of people enjoy it, so he's like, that's it. I'm gonna start selling tea. So the first thing Don has to figure out is the proposition, right? Why would anybody drink his tea over Snapple? Snapple's already an established brand. So he starts to thinking on how he's gonna set himself different, how he's gonna set himself apart, how he's gonna be better. Now I'm just guessing, but I'm assuming at this point he refers back to all of his experience, all of his knowledge, all of the lessons that he's learned from marketing and distributing beer over the past decade. And when you distill all that knowledge down, he knows that you have to make it cool and you have to make it sexy, right? Because sex sells. The problem is iced tea isn't exactly technically an adult beverage. There might be a lot of kids drinking this beverage too, and having some model with huge cans marketing it might be a little aggressive for something that children might be drinking, and then it hits him. Huge cans.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of the model and just keep the giant cans. Okay, now like the textbook business term for this strategy is called a value proposition. Basically, he's decided that Snapple is 16 ounces and it costs like, I don't know, $1.29, whatever it costs. He's coming in and he's like, cool, I'm gonna sell more. I'm gonna sell 23 ounce cans and I'm gonna sell it for less. I'm gonna sell it for 99 cents. That's the value.
How much is 23 ounces? Are they like 500 milliliter? You know what? I'm gonna Google that now. 23 liquid ounces. Okay, 680. Okay, that is pretty big. 680 milliliter. I have a Monster can right here, and it's 500 milliliters. So that's kind of insane. Yeah.
Value proposition. You're gonna get more for less. Okay, that's what a textbook's gonna tell you, but I'm dubbing this the big can strategy, right? Because we've seen this time and time again, okay? Think about Monster Energy. Monster Energy was not the first energy drink.
Guys, I did not pre-watch, okay? Did I mention it was Monster? Did I mention it was? I mean, of course it was, but what the fuck? Again. Oh
Drink
my
ever hit the
god.
market. That was Red Bull. Monster Energy just came along and was like, oh hey, Red Bull's only selling these little 8-ounce cans of energy drinks. What if I doubled the size and sold 16-ounce cans and gave it an even cooler logo? Boom.
So true. I'm not affiliated with Monster, by the way. I'm not affiliated with Monster, but let's just say, dear YouTube frogs, let's just say we have a lot of discussions about energy drinks on stream.
Multi-billion-dollar business right out of the gate. And you know the kicker with that, one of the top executives that helped initially launch Monster and market it was a top-level executive at Arizona previously, so he knew exactly what he was doing with the big can strategy. In Don Voltaggio's own words, his marketing strategy is, and I quote, put tea in a big can and paint it pretty. Okay?
Well, it works. It's definitely an eye catcher. Whenever you see Arizona, it's an eye catcher. I'm so sad they don't sell the cans here. Things out of cans taste a lot better than things out of plastic, in my opinion. I'm drinking the Monster Energy Ultra Fiesta today. That's mango flavor.
If you learn nothing else from this video, just remember, people like big cans.
Did you say my name?
What?
No, why?
You said big cans.
Yeah.
Well, that was my nickname in high school.
What?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that story.
No.
Wait, is big cans? Wait, guys, I know he said big cans like a couple times before, but is that like another slang for okay.
Yeah, so it all happened back in 2009. I was a freshman.
Whoa!
So all these boys were just like all like in my face.
Whoa! Why is this so freaky? What is going on?
Like,
Sorry, what?
are you paying attention?
Yeah. No, I heard all of it.
Okay.
What? Guys, this is not how I remember the fat electrician videos. Oh my god!
Sorry, anyways, we've got the business model. Classic value proposition, give more for less. Super simple, easy to market, great, tried and true business strategy. Next thing, what are we gonna name the company? So Don's thinking on it, he goes back home to his wife and he's looking at his house and he lives in this like Spanish colonial or sometimes referred to as Santa Fe style home. And he's like, cool, I'm just gonna call it Santa Fe tea. When you think of tea, you think of hot, the desert, Santa Fe is perfect. We're gonna slap Santa Fe on the can. He does a couple of designs. The word Santa Fe just, it doesn't look right. It doesn't fit. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say Arizona tea. Don's never even set foot in Arizona, but he's like, it's fine. We're just gonna call it Arizona tea. It'll be good.
Wait, that's so goofy. He's just calling it because I thought it was because it was from Arizona, but he actually just called it Arizona for the aesthetic. I mean, to be fair, if you're in Germany and someone says Arizona, it's probably more likely they mean the T than the state. I mean, it always depends on the context, right? But I feel like, you know, if you talk to friends and they're like, oh, I like Arizona. If someone says I like Arizona, they probably mean the T. Because, you know, not a lot of people in Germany have been to Arizona, I think. Yeah. That's so funny, though. That's so funny.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, next thing, gotta make the cans cool. Dawn's wife volunteers. She's gonna design all the cans. Perfect. We got everything we need. So now Dawn and John Farolito are gonna go to the bank, get a loan, and start their tea company. The bank hates it. They think it's a horrible, stupid idea, but they reluctantly end up giving the loan anyways for a couple of reasons. One, they're already successful businessmen. They already have a ton of money in collateral. And B, sometimes you just gotta bet on the player and not the game. So the bank, while they were wrong, they ended up making the right decision and loaned them the money to get started. So 1992, Arizona tea hits the shelves for the first time and pretty much is immediately outrageously successful. And from here, it's pretty much 3 decades of Don Voltaggio being a fucking gangster about absolutely everything. Don wakes up one morning, decides he wants to start selling giant 1-gallon jugs of tea. He starts making the tea, takes it to the distributor. The distributor's like, hey, this is never gonna sell. At which point Don is like, cool, you're never right about anything. Go ahead and put it on the shelf anyways. We'll see what happens. Now it's in like every grocery store in America.
That's so insane. That is so... The freaking jug. I want this with, like, Monster. I like that there's, like, an imprint of, like, the pattern as well. That's kind of cute. It looks like a motor oil bottle. That's just a straight-up motor oil bottle. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Huh?
He decides he wants to come out with a new flavor of tea, honey and ginseng green tea, and then he has his wife design this beautiful can, at which point he takes a bunch of criticism like, hey, men are never gonna drink that tea because it's a girly colored can, at which point he's like, fine, I'll just sell it to women then. Fast forward a decade later, it's their best-selling flavor and probably one of the most iconic product designs of all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just cute.
It's all because he had his wife's back like a complete badass. He would also get a bunch of shit because he wasn't doing any marketing. Like, he had no marketing department whatsoever, to the point that whenever companies or interviewers or news sources would ask, you know, hey, how big is your marketing department? He would reply, pretty big. About 6'8", in fact, referring to himself because he was the only guy that did any marketing. Which honestly was—
Dude, that is insane. That is so insane. It's also funny, you say weeb tea, but it's like, it's Arizona tea. It's not a weeb. 6'8" is so tall, right? How tall is that? Is that more than 2 meters? Wait. 6 feet 8? That is more than 2 meters. What the fuck? Holy shit.
Wasn't much. They weren't worried about product placements and being a Super Bowl commercial and all this other dumb shit that all the other brands do, because Don knew that he had the value proposition on his side. He knew that he was selling more tea for less and he was putting it inside of a cool can and the product would sell itself, and he was absolutely right. Okay, fast forward to 2008, Arizona Tea is huge. They have their own factory, everything's paid off, they're making a ton of money, they're the #1 ready-to-drink tea brand in the country. At this point, the company is worth over $1 billion, and John Farolito, who over the past decade has become more and more of a quiet partner as Don just kind of took everything over and John just got to, you know, reap the rewards. He comes out and he's like, hey, we could literally sell this company and make billions of dollars and just be retired billionaires that wake up and do whatever the fuck we want all day, every day. We should sell the company. To which Don was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not selling this company because if I sell this company, what are my sons gonna do? Both his sons were his top level executives with him, literally his right and left hand man, and he knew.
Aww. Family business. I mean, but to be fair, if he's a billionaire, his sons are also just still gonna be rich, right? But still, nice.
That if he sold out, he wasn't going to get to hang out with his sons because every single day, Don Voltaggio has a 2-hour family-style lunch with both of his sons and his wife inside of his big-ass office in his factory. Okay, just so we're all on the same page, Don Voltaggio could have cashed out and been a billionaire with a fucking B and said, nah, I'd rather hang out with my kids. Go fuck yourself. That is the most gangster thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
I I don't know if I would call it gangster. I don't know if that's the word I would use to describe it. But it is very wholesome. That's really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, he's not just thinking about the money, he's also thinking about the time he's investing. Yeah, also he's already rich anyway, so yeah.
Like, imagine how his sons feel about him after that. You know what I mean? Like, imagine going to work with your brother and your dad all day, every day, knowing that the only reason that you're there right now was because your dad got offered to be a billionaire. Like, basically a king or an emperor of capitalism in America, essentially. Like, your dad could have just been like the guy doing whatever he wanted for the rest of his life. But no, he decided he was going to have your back instead. And now you get this awesome job with your family. Like, it's dad goals to a degree that I didn't even know existed. So this obviously leads to a little bit of a falling out between Don and John. John obviously wants to sell. He wants to take his money and run, which kind of understandable. So he's like, you know what? Fine. Don, you keep your half of the company. I'm going to take my half and I'm going to go sell it to some investment firm or something. And I'm going to get my money and I'm going to retire. To which John Voltaggio is like, no, you're not. Absolutely not. You are not about to sell half of my company to some investment firm that's going to want to take it public. And then an army of MBAs is going to march in here and try to tell me how to run my business that I built from the ground up when none of them have accomplished anything at all. Okay, I'm worried about taking care of my employees and my family and putting a lot of tea in pretty cans, and these MBAs are going to march in here and they're going to be worried about one thing, and that's getting a return on their investment, which is a fancy way of saying they're trying to make money for doing fucking nothing. So Don and John go to court and battle it out for the next 8 years. They reach a confidential agreement outside of court. Nobody knows what it was. Nobody knows the terms. Nobody really knows what happened. All we know is that John got paid out $1 billion, and now Don Voltaggio owns 100% of Arizona Tea as of 2015. So clearly, they just paid out $1 billion. It's been 23 years. They have to raise the price of the tea, right? Absolutely not. Don is 100% against it, and he's going to do anything and everything he can to not raise the price of the 99-cent can. What on earth could his reasoning possibly be? You know, I'm just going to let him tell you.
Why not increase the price?
Wait, it wasn't his son? Wait, maybe I did misunderstand something. Wait, maybe I did misunderstand something. Oopsie, sorry. His partner's the one. Oh, right. He wasn't the only one. Okay. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
And therefore increase the profit.
We're successful. We're debt-free. We own everything. Why have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for our drink?
Aww.
Maybe it's my little way to give back.
This dude's just a complete gangster. I don't know what else to tell you. That dude literally has woken up every day for the past 3 decades and just told inflation to go fuck itself. He's literally the only multi-billion-dollar CEO that came out and was like, you know what? I'll just make less money. That is completely unprecedented, okay? Like, I love capitalism. I think it is the greatest system that humans have ever come up with. That being said, it's got a ton of shortcomings, and it would be so much better if everybody acted like that. Buh! This is all a complete lie because last time I saw one at the gas station, it was over $1. Buh! Yeah, that does happen. That's actually the local store that you're at marking the price up higher than MSRP. Arizona Tea still sells their product below $1 and recommends that they sell it for 99 cents. If other companies raise it more than that, Arizona can't really do anything about it. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, usually they do that, right? I don't know. I you know, you guys know the energy drink of my choice. I often see it being sold for different prices at different stores or the freaking gas stations. Dude, things at the gas station is just, they're just expensive. Stuff at the gas station. What can it be? I know. Gas station drinks. I was about to say my local source, Arizona, isn't that much cheaper than other things. Honestly, I don't buy Arizona because, as I said, I get like an allergic reaction from it. But, I don't know. I think it's probably a can of energy equals your kidney. No, it's not. Yeah. I get some, yeah. I forgot what I wanted to say, you guys. I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Since they also, like, obviously it's like imported. If it's in Germany, the Arizona in Germany is like imported, right? Probably, unless they have what was it called? Unless they have the thingies here, unless they produce it here. But either way, it is a foreign business, so I feel like maybe that's also why it's more expensive.
Yeah, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that your local convenience store is scalping tea. It's the world we live in. So other than Dawn simply being willing to just make less money, buy a smaller yacht, if you will, what else is Arizona Tea doing to cut costs to maintain this price point? Over time, they've done quite a few different things, one of which is they actually changed from selling 23-ounce cans to 22-ounce cans. And the reason they did that wasn't by selling, you know, 1 less ounce of tea is going to save us all this money. They didn't really give a shit about the tea itself. What they did was they went to the can manufacturer and said, hey, we want you to make our cans thinner and use 40% less aluminum so that we save a bunch of money on the raw material end. So they actually ended up making the can a tiny bit smaller and then making it significantly thinner all the way around and having a different top so that they could save a bunch of money on the can itself.
Smart. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I feel like usually money is being saved by actually just putting in a lot less, right? I've seen that a lot recently, that like some packages of food are just like smaller than they used to be, but the price is still the same. Yeah. But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's also more efficient.
In addition to that, they also figured they could save a bunch of money on fuel by not delivering their tea during the day to all the different stores. All their trucks run exclusively at night. Okay, just so we're all on the same page. Just so we're all hearing what I'm saying. In order for Arizona Tea to maintain their cheap price point for the rest of us, they're also gonna make us suffer by reducing the amount of traffic. This might be my favorite company on the planet. They need to add that to the marketing, honestly. Big cans, pretty, there's less fucking traffic, okay? It's a trifecta.
Yeah, less traffic. Then also, you know, yeah, less waste. More recyclable. I mean, yeah, aluminum is recyclable either way, right? But still. I'm gonna open a monster now. Should I drink Mango Loco or Monarch? I mean, I have a mango one. You should maybe go for Mango Loco then. I'm drinking the Ultra Fiesta. Yeah, just winning all around, either way.
You understand how crazy that is? Like, before, they were just saving you money. But now, in order to keep saving you money, they're also being forced to save you time, okay? It violates the laws of physics somehow. It has to.
Damn, Neil deGrasse Tyson! How are you doing that?
It's physics, Terry. It's physics.
This is my new favorite company, okay? I don't even drink Arizona Tea. I'm starting today. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. I thought for sure Arizona...
Damn, they didn't even make that part of the marketing. Wait.
Arizona Tea was going to be up to something like every other company I look into, but no, they're not up to anything nefarious. They're not secretly being funded by the government. It's just Don Voltaggio, the owner, woke up every day for 30 years and decided to be a fucking badass. When they told him his 1-gallon jug of tea idea was dumb and it wasn't going to work, he said, cool, I'm going to go ahead and sell it anyways. And it worked. He believed in himself. When his wife designed this awesome can and they said, nobody's going to buy it because it's girly, he said, cool, I'm going to sell it anyways. He believed in his wife and he was a good husband. When it came time to sell out, retire, and be a billionaire, he said, but then I'm not going to get to hang out with my sons. He had his kids back.
Bro.
He was a good dad.
Absolute Giga Chad.
And when the time came to raise prices because everybody else was doing it, he said, nah, I don't need to make more money. I'll just make less. He was a good person. And despite all of that, despite the fact that he did everything wrong and he put money last as the business owner and the guy running the show, he still ended up being a billionaire worth over $6 billion. And more importantly, he gets to have lunch with both of his boys every single day, which is something I don't think any other billionaire can say. And in a lot of ways, that probably makes him the richest man on earth. So in my opinion, that's the key to Arizona Tea's success. Don't chase the money, chase the goal, the money will come
Aw.
after. Even if the goal is something as simple as putting a lot of tea in a big can and making it pretty. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Let's go! You guys, I really wonder though why they don't have the cans here. Is it the same in other countries in the EU? Is it just an EU thing maybe? Or is it like, cause like we have the bottles as I showed you in the beginning. We have the bottles, we don't have cans.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play with some big cans of my own. Anna! What are you doing?
Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Maybe it's cheaper to have plastic bottles. I don't know. I wonder. Oh. Your cans in Iceland. Oh, okay. Expensive to transport or too fragile to transport? I wonder. Well, anyway, if you enjoyed, check out the Fat Files and the original video. Like and subscribe. Come over to Twitch to watch me live. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.